Says, but I'll be ready for any attack. No, that's not fair. What do you mean? What do you mean? What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Day Reviews. And today we're going to be going over Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 164, titled Tokyo Number 1 Colony, Part 4. On the last chapter, Higuruma was doing Higuruma things, just splashing around in the bathtub with his clothes on, like a madman. And he was talking to Yuji. He just got revved up. He said, "You want to talk that bullshit? I want to see what happens in the culling game. I don't give a fuck about what you talk about. I ain't making no deal with you." And Yuji's like, "Fuck it, run up, run these hands, run these fisticuffs, son. Nah, I'm here for this." And then Higuruma just want to summon this motherfucking devious creature behind him, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens, because also on the other end, Fushiguro out here just waiting for Reggie and Remy to jump. I don't know what they do. He just wearing a whole robe of receipt paper, but it ain't enough. It ain't gonna be enough to overcome the motherfucking shadows. Nah, son, hopping right into this. Damn, he's posed up, hands in pockets. Got this creature behind him in his mallet in his hand. Says, "Ashikigami." Yeah, Death Reaper. Says Higuruma holds 100 points. He may have killed 20 sorcerers, so instead of charging, I'll start on the defensive. Smart idea, Yuji. You don't know what the fuck it does, because that motherfucker got them scales and that shit is a problem. Says, but I'll be ready for any attack. Oh, that's not fair. What do you mean? What do you mean? You just got released. This sensei couldn't even do that, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Domain expansion. Nah, he's a problem. Straight up, that's the first thing you move. Guaranteed attack. Off the top. Give a fuck if you ready. You was never ready. No. Deadly sentencing. Holy shit. Says a domain before he can activate his curse technique. Yuji gets some fucking distance. And he gets distance swiftly, as you should. In the ground. Ooh. It's just a bunch of executioner blades and guillotines just everywhere, just chopping everything up. It's a hellacious gate, and he's just sitting there at the podium. They're just ringing down justice, just smack it down, everything gets dead in my wake. Yuji says, "I gotta take him out," and he just rushes him. The speed that Yuji is having right now is crazy. But he can't hit him. He said, "This domain forbids the use of violence for both of us." Oh, what is happening, bro? So he just gotta sit through a court trial? Nah, bro, that ain't right. He said both of us. No, that's crazy. In a game just full of violence and just death. I mean, which inevitably is the end of his domain expansion. It was what lies at the end of it. But for him to just say, "Hey, ain't no violence here. You gotta figure out another way." I don't know, bro. I don't know. He says, "I'm back where I started." Yes, but verbal violence is another matter. Judgment, please begin. Yuji Itadori lies under suspicion of entering the Maji Vegas Pachinko Parlor on July 16, 2017 in Sendai City, Miyagi Prefecture, despite being under 18 years of age at the time. Just whatever we did wrong, whatever somebody did wrong, just gonna be on trial for this shit. Word. He says, "Huh? No, wait. Judgment knows everything about everyone inside the domain. But don't worry. I do not have that information. The verdict depends solely upon the arguments that you and I present. Bro, that's so one-sided. Because he's a fucking lawyer. What are we doing? And this evidence. Where did you get that from? You just saw me dead. Judgment has submitted this for deliberation. Nah, bro. Yeah, no, bro. What is happening, bro? You still just want to be a lawyer in this bitch? You still just want to be a lawyer in this bitch and just, we gonna run this shit still live, wild right here. We running a whole Law and Order case right now. Dum. I got everything that I need right here. It gives me all the evidence. Even when you know the fucking story, I got the evidence right here at my disposal. I ain't even got to look for it. It just summons to me. It says the evidence is not necessarily conclusive, and you will not be told what is inside. You must state your case to dispel all doubt, and thereby win a pronouncement of innocence from judgment. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nothing about any of this fucking fair. What the fuck, bro? No, this ain't right. This is not right. Is this a curse technique for trials? He's wearing a badge. He's a real lawyer, and he's prosecuting me. Higuruma is a modern man, but this domain reminds me of something Master Tengen said. Domains used to be a more common technique for sorcerers in the past. The reason is that many domains now involve deadly can't-miss attacks, but they weren't always that way. What the fuck? They merely force targets inside to obey the curse technique's rules. Only your feet may touch the ground, and if you step outside, you lose. Huh? Seriously? That was how most domains function. Constructing a domain that is meant to be lethal requires immense skill, so the number of users decreased. So anybody can use a domain, but doesn't necessarily have to be fucking lethal, which is fucking crazy. It's because that's all we've seen is lethal domains. I mean, because it's effective as fuck. But if you're just out here, just like we're just gonna run the gambit, but he's a lawyer though. He's a lawyer though. So it's completely one-sided. It's completely one-sided with this gambit and the rules that he's setting forth. So he's absolutely trying to be fair, but it's so not fair. Yeah. That means this domain isn't necessarily fatal and can't physically harm me. Also, he's explaining the rules somewhat to him, which is low-key making the attack or domain stronger, like passively. But yeah, it's not fatal right now until the judgment is handed down, because the background is a bunch of guillotines. Like, you live or you die. And if it's imprisonment, you're sealed, I'm assuming. So you're fucked either way. You don't want to lose. Plus, it relies on a binding vow that requires an explanation of the rules. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. GG. So he is required to explain how everything works. GG, UG, for figuring that out. It says, you have one chance to make a statement, as do I. After your statement, I will offer a rebuttal based on this evidence. Then judgment will deliver a lawful verdict. What happens if he says I'm guilty? Sorry, but I don't have the answer to that. But I will tell you this instead. You have 3 options: silence, confession, denial. A denial may include false statements. So I can lie in court? If everyone told the truth, there'd be no need for trials. He's going hard, bro. Begin your defense. Judgment isn't very patient. He's like, no, bro, and we're really doing this. We're really fucking doing this. I really did go to that pachinko parlor and play the machines. I think I even won. So lying is the only way to get off. The problem is, I don't know what the evidence is. The evidence is not necessarily conclusive. He's remembering that. Yuji using his brain out here. Come on, Yuji. If the evidence doesn't prove I entered the pachinko parlor, I just need to stay silent or deny it. It says, wasn't me. If the evidence only proves I entered the parlor, can I say it was for another reason? I had to use the John. But if the evidence is one, then wouldn't I be admitting I went in, thereby digging my own grave? If the evidence proves I not only went in, but also played, then I'm basically screwed. Since I repent, says I could try confessing in hopes of a lighter sentence. But does this court even do that kind of thing? No. And usually just there he says, yes, I went into the pachinko parlor Maji Vegas, but only to take a dump. So I'm innocent. GG. So he's just going hard right now. This is what I'm claiming. Says I refuse to choose 3. I don't know if I can plead extenuating circumstances here, but I think it'll make the best impression. Oh, is that so? Now it's my turn. And he just pulls this shit like he's drawn out of the heart of cards. This is an image from a security camera at a cash exchange window near Maji Vegas on the day in question. Does not this individual exhibit the appearance and build of the accused? Says pairing the photo with his own admission of entering the premises casts his story about the restroom in doubt. It is certain that despite being underage, he entered with the intent of playing the machines. Says, so what am I guilty of? The establishment expressly forbids entry to minors. So, unlawful entry. Article 130 Penal Code. After all, law specifically for entertainment establishments don't allow punishing minors. First off, he's going hard. And is he going to get punished since he was a minor? Or no? Which rules are we abiding by? The rules that you know or the rules that you make up? Whose rules are we playing by? Who said it's the judgment, but it's like who's saying whose rules? Whose rules or laws are we under? Are we under the Constitution? Are we under Japanese rule of law? Are we under fucking Russia's rule of law? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me, like, just because we're in a court does not outline whose laws we're under and follow in this thing. What rights this person has on the other end, if any. Nah, bro. It seems like it's his rules. So it's like, well, I just make it up as I go. And it's what the fuck? He says, that's not fair. Said I've chosen 3? Then there's nothing I could have said. On the contrary, Japan forbids gambling. So parlors and cash exchanges are separate legal entities. In some cases, multiple parlors share one exchange. But you're only on trial for the parlor. You just needed to deny it. So he just needs to know, bruh, no, but you have to know. So it's based off where the crime took place. No, he just knows too much. He's a fucking lawyer, bro. There's no way you're gonna know that. There's no way. It's still not fair. Oh my gosh, says by saying I've never seen that pachinko parlor. Yeah, you just needed to deny it by saying I've never seen that pachinko parlor. But still, did that evidence not show him in the parlor? Oh, an exchange window near. Oh my god, damn. Says now for the verdict. Bang bang. Guilty. Confiscation. Confiscation of what? Of what? I'm out of the domain, but judgment found me guilty. I don't feel any different. And he just slings the fucking mallet at him, bro. And Yuji felt that. Drum, that's what? And he just runs up on him, bro. And he just runs up on Yuji. Straight up. Whoa, that mallet got big as fuck. Wait a minute. The mallet gets big as fuck, and he just swings that bitch. The gavel. He can make it appear and disappear, and can even change the size. But what's worse, Says you're tough. Says I can't control my cursed energy. Yeah, that's one thing I got going for me. That's a problem. I won't say that he confiscated all of his cursed energy, but possibly his control over it. But there are two things here. That presents an opportunity for Sukuna to make an appearance and pretty much be like, fuck you. Or that presents an opportunity. I mean, at the end of the day, what you've done is just regress Yuji back to his state when he was still underneath Gojo's tutelage and finding out about cursed energy. He can't control it as well, but that's how Divergent Fist was born, because he couldn't control his cursed energy like that. So it's like he still has tools at his disposal. Even and another thing is this is a new modern day cursed user. All right, Yuji will still run the hands with you without any cursed energy. The fact that he can't control it, it just means that the lethal blows that happen, are few and far between. Also, that domain expansion can't be used again, so it's all pretty much uphill from here for Yuji, because it's like we just throwing hands, bruh, and we talking about toughness. I guarantee you ain't gonna be able to take as many shots that I dish out that you get dished out to me. You got this gavel, tough. Fuck you. I'ma just run the hands on you. And I'ma just run the hands until I get a lethal blow. You're done. Because, you would have to know how to use your cursed energy if you use domain expansion, but how well can you fucking use your cursed energy? Because that's a simple it's not a simple domain expansion, but it's not a lethal domain expansion. Thankfully, my goodness. Because if it was, Yuji be dead. But that's too OP. That's too broken. So it has to be with some type of fairness in there. Oh my god, it's too much. But that's it in the chapter, guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out some other content on the channel. Pass that, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.